There he is. Got him. Got him. There's another one. Got him. Got him. I got him.
Decent fish. Yeah. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Bring him in.
I got her.
Come on, turn it. In the net. Let's get this old war horse up here.
Yeah.
Lean back a little bit. You're good. What a big fish. On headlocks. All right. Fish. Got him. Got him. Got him.
Let me take one.
Oh, sure, go ahead. Get the net.
Okay, let me get the net.
Put away. Just take that.
I got that one.
Net.
Right.
I get the bait out of the way. All right, my good friend Eric Watterson on the camera right here. We got what, Eric? Number 3 on headlocks today. Guys, gonna pull this one out?
Yeah.
All righty.
Dude.
Fishing the supernatural.
Yeah.
Matlock and headlock. Just hold her steady. Cool. All right, guys. Trolling supernatural big baits. Headlocks, matlocks. We got a 3-fish day going out here trolling. Now, trolling might not seem like the most exciting way to catch a fish, but when they're not hitting anything else, it's a great way to put one in the boat. I absolutely love supernatural baits. These are unbelievable baits. They are handmade in Minnesota. They do a fantastic job with these. It's a gigantic process for these baits to be made. Big aluminum lip, and they got a massive wander. So one thing, if you're not well versed in trolling, if it's not something you've done, you don't need to be afraid of it. It doesn't take a crazy setup. I've got my 8-foot shield right here with a line counter reel, and we're not trolling a great distance of line. Usually 25, 40 feet, somewhere in that neighborhood. But one of the biggest things I can tell you about trolling is not allowing it to get boring, right? So if you see me here, I've got both hands on my wheel, console driver. It's not about just going and holding our brake line. You need to be constantly moving your boat. What's gonna happen when you do this? You're gonna see these lines. This rod here, if I turn this direction, if I turn into this rod, it's gonna slow down and this rod's gonna speed up. If I turn this direction, this rod's gonna speed up and that rod's gonna slow down. That's how you trigger strikes. So all 3 fish we've caught today have come in directional changes on open water bait fish. So you've gotta be paying attention to your electronics. So it's gonna be a matter of having good boat control, right? Being smart about how you're driving the boat, where you're driving the boat, and then watching for bait fish. Now, if you're trolling a brake line, you might just be dialed in on, say, a 10-foot, a 12-foot, 15-foot brake and holding that, but you still want to zigzag. You still want to add some motion into your boat so that you're adding those directional changes, because that bait's going to kick out like this, and he's going to come back to center mass. Now, the cool thing with headlocks is they're going to walk on their own. And that's why they have that unique pin design. So as you're moving your boat, it's getting even more exaggerated. Now on a straight, on a straight drive, this bait's still gonna wander, and that's the magic of trolling baits. You want a bait with wander. Supernatural big baits has got it. Like I said, just add that into your game. Make sure we're doing weird directional change. You should be driving around like you got no purpose. You're just like you had a couple here, and you're just moving the boat around here. It's gonna put a big muskie in your net.
Supernatural big baits, both the headlocks and matlocks, have quickly become an absolute staple in trolling for big muskies. These baits are handcrafted out of Western Red Cedar. There are over 100 steps before each board of wood can be transformed into a supernatural big bait. The unique wandering action of these crankbaits is famous, but the line attachment pin is free floating, which not only adds to the action of the bait, but it also centers the bait, so there is no tuning necessary. Different depth settings make this lure versatile. Headlocks have a slimmer profile than the matlock and troll up to 6 miles per hour. Matlocks shine at slower speeds and have unmatched triggering qualities. Many custom colors available at the Musky shop.
All right, guys, matlocks and headlocks. One of the best questions people have regarding these baits is what's the difference? So these are both 10-inch baits, but as you can see, The Matlock is significantly wider. It's a fatter body bait than the headlock. What this does is this makes the Matlock work better, if you will, at lower speeds. So it's going to have a wider wander, a bigger wobble at low speeds, where the headlock is going to be a little bit tighter. Now, with that being said, this is not a low speed bait versus a high speed bait. They're both great in any application. It's just what you desire. So if you want a fat action at low speeds, Matlock, and if you want a big action at higher speeds, or mix them up, they're both fantastic baits, regardless of what speed you choose to use them at. So you'll notice 3 places on each of them. You can select your line length. It's going to give you an approximation of your running depth. Musky 360's got a great reference on there for these baits, so you can get them dialed in on how deep you want them to be running. And the thing is with these baits is, don't be afraid to make contact with stuff, rocks, timber. This lip is indestructible. You can bang it into just about anything, and it's going to put a big muskie in your net.
Like and subscribe, my dudes.
Downsizing in bad conditions is going to put a fish like this in